right, so welcome to another deep dive. And today we're going to go deep on LeBron James.
Yeah.
Most people listening probably already know LeBron is like a basketball legend. But
Right.
I think the mission here is to uncover the struggles and triumphs that really kind of shaped his journey. The things that people don't always talk about.
I think that's what's fascinating about LeBron is that, he is such a, global icon at this point. But to understand his story really starts with, where he came from and the foundation of, this incredible career that he's built.
Yeah, you see the mountaintop, but you don't always see the climb. Right?
Exactly.
So let's start at the beginning. Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
The source material here doesn't sugarcoat his early life at all.
Not at all. Imagine this. Born to a 16-year-old single mother, Gloria James, LeBron's early years were a constant struggle against poverty and instability. They moved constantly, sometimes relying on the kindness of friends or relatives just for a place to sleep. And on top of that, he missed almost 100 days of school.
Wow, 100 days? That's like more than a third of the school year. I can't imagine.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Trying to learn and grow in that kind of environment makes you wonder how he even got to a place where basketball was an option.
It's remarkable, isn't it, from a psychological standpoint, that kind of chronic instability can be so detrimental to a child's development.
Right.
It leads to feelings of insecurity, anxiety, difficulty forming healthy attachments. Yet LeBron not only survived this, he thrived.
I think that's where Frank Walker comes in.
Yeah.
Sending LeBron to live with him, the football coach who introduced him to basketball.
Right.
Seems like just a huge turning point.
Absolutely. It provided that crucial element that was missing stability.
Yeah.
With Walker, LeBron finally had a stable home life, a strong male role model, and the space to focus on developing his talent.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how different things might have been if that hadn't happened.
Right.
Okay, so let's fast forward a bit.
Okay.
LeBron's, a natural on the court right away.
Right.
Becomes this local prodigy, but with that comes a whole different kind of pressure.
Oh, absolutely. As his star rose, the expectations just skyrocketed. Imagine you're a teenager carrying the weight of a difficult childhood, and suddenly the entire nation is watching, waiting for you to become the next Michael Jordan.
Right, and then you've got that Sports Illustrated cover, during his junior year of high school, that labels him the chosen one.
The chosen one. How do you process that at 17?
Yeah.
Knowing that everyone is comparing you to arguably the best basketball player of all time.
Right.
The psychological impact of that kind of label is immense.
I can only imagine.
It can be both exhilarating and terrifying. You're being told you're destined for greatness, but you're also being set up for potentially crushing disappointment if you don't meet those expectations.
Almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, right?
Right.
People believe you're destined for greatness, so they treat you differently. They give you more opportunities.
Exactly.
And that helps you actually achieve greatness.
Yeah.
But then what if you don't live up to the hype?
Right, what happens to your confidence, your self-belief?
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. But LeBron, despite all of this, manages to lead his high school team to 3 state championships, solidifying his status as the top prospect. Talk about resilience.
Talking about resilience.
Yeah.
All right, so the NBA draft arrives. LeBron's the number 1 pick, no surprise there. Goes back home to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Rookie of the year, instant validation. But is that really the whole story?
Yeah.
I feel like even with that achievement comes a whole new set of pressures.
Oh, absolutely. The expectations were just enormous. It wasn't enough for him to be good. He had to be great right from the start.
Right.
And the comparisons to Michael Jordan were just relentless.
Oh, yeah.
Every move he made was scrutinized, every loss amplified.
Yeah.
Imagine the mental fortitude it takes to navigate that.
Especially coming from the background that he did. I mean, he's probably thinking, I just made it to the NBA.
Right.
Like, I should be celebrating this. But everyone's already talking about championships and dynasties.
Exactly.
It's a lot to handle.
It is. And that pressure ultimately played a role in his controversial move to the Miami Heat in 2010.
Okay.
The decision, as it came to be known, was this televised spectacle.
Oh, yeah, the decision. I remember that.
A public declaration of LeBron's desire to win a championship, even if it meant leaving his hometown team.
Yeah, Cleveland fans were furious. Jersey burnings, hate mail. It was a PR nightmare.
From a psychological standpoint, LeBron's move was understandable. He was seeking agency control over his own destiny.
Okay.
But the execution of the announcement that televised special was a misstep.
Right.
It felt cold, almost disrespectful to the Cleveland fans who had supported him from the beginning.
So it wasn't the decision itself, but the way he communicated it
Exactly.
that caused the backlash.
He needed a championship, a validation of his talent. And forming a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami seemed like the surest path to that goal. But he underestimated the emotional impact his departure would have on Cleveland fans.
So you've got this incredibly talented kid who overcame a difficult childhood to reach the pinnacle of his sport.
Right.
But now he's suddenly public enemy number one.
Yeah, what a twist.
What a twist.
Right, that's LeBron's story.
So LeBron's in Miami now trying to build this championship team, and at the same time dealing with all the fallout from the decision.
Right.
I mean, that had to be a lot to process both on and off the court.
Absolutely. It's, this period is really fascinating when you look at his evolution, not just as a player, but as a leader. He was under immense scrutiny, carrying the weight of those championship expectations. And now this added layer of public animosity,
Right.
It would have been easy to crumble under that.
Especially for someone who's still relatively young. Yeah, I mean, he was only 25 when he made that move to Miami.
Yeah.
That's an age where most people are still figuring things out,
Right.
And he's dealing with pressure that most of us can't even fathom.
And remember, he's navigating this new dynamic within the team as well. He's no longer the lone star, the sole focus of everyone's attention.
Right.
He's sharing the spotlight with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh,
Yeah.
two other all-star caliber players. So that requires a different kind of leadership, a different approach to team building.
A whole new set of challenges for sure.
Absolutely.
So how did he handle that? Did he rise to the occasion, or did the pressure get to him?
Well, he did win 2 championships with Miami back-to-back in 2012 and 2013.
Right.
But even during those successful years, there were setbacks, moments that revealed chinks in the armor, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that 2011 finals loss to the Dallas Mavericks. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
He seemed to disappear in those key moments, and the criticism was just brutal.
That loss was a turning point. It reinforced that narrative that LeBron couldn't handle the pressure, that he wilted under the brightest lights. But instead of letting it break him, he used it as fuel,
Okay.
He sought guidance from other veterans, worked on his mental game, developed a more assertive leadership style.
So you're saying that 2011 loss, as painful as it was, actually helped him grow as a player and as a leader.
Precisely. It forced him to confront his weaknesses, to refine his approach. And you see that evolution in his subsequent championship runs. He was more vocal, more decisive, more willing to take charge and lead his team to victory.
And that ultimately leads to his triumphant return to Cleveland in 2014.
Right.
After all the drama of the decision,
Yes.
he chooses to go back to face those fans who felt betrayed.
Yeah.
What do you think was driving him at that point?
It was a combination of factors. I think there was a sense of unfinished business, a desire to fulfill the promise that he had made to bring a championship to Cleveland.
Okay.
But I also think there was a deeper personal motivation, a need to reconcile with his past, to heal the wounds that had been created.
Almost like he was on a quest for redemption.
Right.
For himself and for the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, and that 2016 championship, coming back from a 3-1 deficit against the Golden State Warriors,
Oh, man.
that had to be the ultimate validation.
That's a storybook ending, for sure.
Yeah, a culmination of all the struggles, the setbacks, the lessons learned.
Right.
And it solidified his legacy, not just as a champion, but as a leader who could overcome any obstacle.
And yet, even with all of this, on-court drama and accomplishment happening, he's simultaneously building this life off the court. Family, business ventures, philanthropy.
Yeah.
How did he manage to balance all of that?
That's the remarkable thing about LeBron. He's not just this phenomenal athlete. He's a master of time management and prioritization.
Yeah.
He understands the importance of delegation, of building a strong support system, and of focusing on what truly matters to him.
And it seems like family is at the top of that list.
Absolutely.
Despite all the fame and the demanding schedule,
Yeah.
he's consistently emphasized the importance of being a present and involved father.
Yeah, absolutely. And that commitment extends beyond his immediate family. The I Promise School in Akron.
Right.
It's such a powerful testament to his dedication to giving back to his community.
Yeah, I was blown away when I read about that.
Yeah.
It's not just a school.
No.
It's this comprehensive support system for students and their families.
It is. It's an incredibly holistic approach addressing those root causes of poverty
Yeah.
and empowering families to break the cycle.
And it's all funded by LeBron.
Right. A reflection of his deep-seated belief in the transformative power of education.
It's just amazing to think that someone who faced so much adversity growing up is now using his success to create opportunities for others to overcome those same challenges.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true leadership right there.
It is. And he's not just throwing money at the problem either, you know?
Right.
He's actively involved, visiting the school, interacting with the students, and using his platform to raise awareness about the importance of education.
Okay, but it's not just philanthropy. He's also got this growing business empire.
You do-
Endorsement deals, investments, even a production company.
Yeah.
How does he fit all of that into his already packed schedule?
It speaks to his incredible work ethic and his strategic mindset. You know, he's
Right.
not just an athlete, he's a brand. A savvy businessman who understands the importance of diversifying his interests and building a legacy that extends far beyond the basketball court.
It's almost like he's got this internal drive,
Yeah,
this relentless pursuit of excellence in every aspect of his life.
I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
I think there's something there.
Do you think that drive, that ambition is somehow connected to his difficult upbringing?
It's certainly possible. You know, when you grow up facing adversity, you develop a certain resilience,
Yeah.
a determination to succeed against all odds. It's almost like a survival instinct that gets ingrained in you.
Right.
And for LeBron, that instinct has manifested not only on the court, but in every aspect of his life.
So we've got this incredible athlete who overcame this challenging childhood to achieve superstardom, but he doesn't stop there. You know, he uses his platform to give back,
Right.
to advocate for social justice, to build a business empire,
Yeah.
to be a role model for millions around the world.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's defining the stereotype of the one-dimensional athlete.
He's breaking down barriers and redefining what it means to be a successful athlete in the 21st century.
Yeah.
You know, he's not just playing the game, he's changing the game.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. You know, the pressure, the scrutiny, the setbacks, the philanthropy, the business ventures. But what does it all mean for our listener?
Yeah.
You know, what can we take away from LeBron's story? What really stands out to you?
I think it's inspiring, isn't it, to see someone rise above their circumstances like that
Yeah.
and achieve that kind of success, not just, you know, in basketball, but in so many different aspects of his life. It makes you think about our own potential, you know,
It does.
and our own limitations and whether we're really pushing ourselves to be the best that we can be.
Yeah, I keep thinking back to that idea of resilience that we talked about. LeBron faced so much adversity early on, but he never let it define him. He used those experiences to fuel his ambition. You know, I wonder how much of his success can be attributed to that inner strength, that refusal to give up.
That's a great question. There's actually a psychological concept called post-traumatic growth, where individuals who experience, you know, significant trauma can actually emerge stronger, more resilient, and with a greater appreciation for life.
Oh, wow.
It's not a guaranteed outcome, of course,
Right.
but it does suggest that adversity can, in some cases, be a catalyst for positive transformation.
That makes sense. It's like when you face real hardship, those everyday challenges seem less daunting, you know?
Right.
You got that perspective, that inner strength that allows you to kind of weather the storms and keep moving forward.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the key takeaways from LeBron's story. You know, it's not just about his athletic achievements, it's about his mindset, his approach to life. He's shown us that resilience isn't some fixed trait. It's a muscle that can be developed, strengthened through adversity, and ultimately used to achieve remarkable things.
So it's not just about being talented or lucky, it's about having that grit, that determination to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something we can all learn from, regardless of our circumstances, right?
Absolutely. And it's not just about individual success either, you know?
Right.
LeBron has shown us that true leadership involves using your platform to uplift others, to give back to your community, and to make a positive impact on the world.
Like his work with the I Promise School.
Exactly. He could have easily just enjoyed his wealth and his fame,
Yeah.
but he's chosen to use his resources to create opportunities for those who haven't had the same advantages.
Yeah, it's a testament to his character, I think.
It is.
And his empathy and his understanding of how interconnected our lives really are.
Yeah.
He's not just building a legacy for himself.
Right.
He's investing in the future of his community, his country,
Yeah.
the world.
Oh.
It makes you wonder, knowing all of this, does it change how you view his achievements? Does it make his success even more impressive?
I think it has to. You know, it adds a layer of depth and meaning
Right.
that goes beyond just the stats and the accolades. It's a reminder that true greatness isn't just about individual achievement. It's about how you use your platform to make a difference in the lives of others.
Yeah, it's like we said at the beginning, you see the mountaintop, but you don't always see the climb. And in LeBron's case, that climb was full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt.
Right.
But he persevered, he learned, he grew, and ultimately reached the summit, not just as an athlete, but as a human being.
And that, I think, is the most inspiring part of his story. It's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience, for growth, for positive impact. It's a reminder that no matter where you come from, no matter what obstacles you face, you have the potential to achieve great things and leave the world a better place than you found it.
Well said. And as you delve deeper into his story, ask yourself what resonates with you the most. What can you learn from his experiences, his triumphs, his setbacks?
Yeah.
And how can you apply those lessons to your own life, to your own pursuit of excellence and positive impact?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the life of LeBron James. It's been a journey.
It has.
And we hope it's left you feeling inspired, motivated, and maybe even a little bit more resilient yourself.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving to make a positive difference in the world.